And welcome back, YouTube. It's 7:36 p.m. Saturday evening, October 23rd, 2021. If you, I don't feel like anybody really watches these in order. I'll be honest. Just watching, what happens with the view counts and when the views go up. But in case anybody is, that was Tony. So, just about tripped on the sidewalk.
My boy.
Sorry about that. I'm walking through the hood. when I hear other people, I try to be quiet and keep my head on a swivel. For those unfamiliar with the area, I am on, I believe, 35th Street. As knowledgeable as I am of the city and streets, sometimes I know where I am, but not specifically what street I'm on. But I'm pretty damn sure this is 35th Street, headed northbound, just a couple blocks north of Van Buren. Not entirely sure where I'm going right now, to be honest. I just left my storage, and there is a street sign, upper 35th Street in Taylor. I don't know if y'all can see that, but 35th Street in Taylor. Don't really have much plans for the rest of the day. So far, I've actually been having a pretty good day, and really glad I ran into Tony. I hadn't seen her in a bit, and been wanting to help her out with some kind of new shelving unit. Because her TV, I've been many vlogs ago, I loaned her a DVD player. I'm trying to get, it's still on the agenda. It just seems like so many other things I'm trying to deal with that it just kind of got backburnered, and she's fine with it. But trying to get her a Blu-ray player. But in the interim, I loaned her a rather nice older DVD player, which is one I want back. It's I forget what year it is, but it's a rather nice Denon. Somebody spent a lot of money on it when it was new, and it's probably like 20 years old, maybe older, but I guess probably about 20 years old, probably a little less than 20 actually. But it's really well built. It's got all the buttons and stuff on the front. I don't have the remote for it, and that could be a difficult original remote to find, but it has every button you need to operate it, including menu buttons on the front, and all metal face. It's not your cheap black plastic garbage at all. It's 100% solid metal construction. I think it predates HDMI output, so it doesn't put out anything higher than 480p over component video. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's got S video out, composite video out, component video out, and probably separate audio outputs for analog, optical toslink, and then coaxial digital out as well. And of course, now as a DVD player, obviously that still makes it extremely dated, but, and this is why I'm still hanging on to it, it's a Denon. It's a high quality AV component, even though it is dated. But as a CD player, it's a really decent CD player, and it also supports MP3 CDs. So it's an audiophile level CD and MP3 CD player. I'm not sure if it supports CDG or not. I'm thinking it might. trying to remember if it supports SACD as well. At any rate, it's a pretty damn nice, even if it doesn't support, you know, any kind of high definition stuff, it's a damn nice optical disc player and one I want back. But in the meantime, it's just one that was taking up space, and so I've been letting Tony use it until I can find a new find her a suitable Blu-ray player. And anyway, so I hadn't seen her in a while, so I just walked over, you know, since I thought it was her. I walked over to see how she's doing, and yeah, I've been meaning to get her a shelf. Her shelving unit, last I saw, it just looked really flimsy, and it looked like it was about ready to collapse. And yeah, it did. And her she had a nice older Sony Bravia TV that she picked up at a thrift store for like $20, and that TV went with it. She said when the shelf collapsed, that the TV came down and it shattered the screen. And I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed that she already threw it away. It's, I mean, to the average person, that TV is garbage. But I've had pretty good luck with repairing TVs, and I'm not qualified to do component level repairs. But I've done pretty good where I've had a TV that has had the power supply go out in it, and another TV that's had the screen go out in it, and taking the power supply from the TV with the bad screen and putting it into the one with the bad power supply and having a good functional TV. So I definitely would have enjoyed scavenging that TV for parts, but it's too late. It's already been thrown away, which is fine. I mean, she doesn't really have the space to be hoarding that kind of junk anyway. So, yeah, I hooked her up with a small. I've got so many TVs, it's ridiculous. But I hooked her up with a small TV that was readily accessible, that I know works really good, and set it up at her place. Did a channel scan. I can't believe how many channels it pulled in. I mean, counting all the sub channels and thing, I think it found like, I want to say it found like 80 channels. So that was pretty freaking cool. And went through and watched, not every single channel, but I went through like the 0.1 on every digital channel to see how every signal was coming in. And I think I only came across maybe one that kind of came in temporarily and then gave me the signal not strong enough. And if memory serves, it's a Spanish channel. She probably wasn't going to be interested in watching anyway. So, all right, I'm at the end of 35th Street. That's going that direction. That is Roosevelt Street, the street that runs at an oddball angle over here. This is, I think, called Indian Trail. And there's a pathway along the canal. This is not very accessible from this intersection. And yeah, I'm on the wrong side. Oh, and it's probably so dark y'all can't see it.
Dangerous times is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's so dark y'all can't see it. I wish this camera did better in low light. But I am on the wrong side of, there's a path on this side of the canal, but a nice path. And I'm on the wrong side of the canal, and I don't feel like backtracking to where the or do I? Decisions. It's all such a different world when you're walking. Actually, yeah, I do think I'd want to backtrack to the bridge over this canal. It's a pedestrian bridge just to the southeast of here. Kind of weird. I don't know that I've ever really walked this area before. I ride around. I used to ride around this area a lot on an electric scooter. I'm sure there's several of my vlogs where you see me driving through this area. But, haven't walked it much. It's interesting, that little canal starts right there. Kind of neat. I'm on it. You can't really see it very well, but I'm on access path. It's in between a large canal that is full of water and a small canal that appears to be dry at the moment. I think somebody just passed me going the other direction on the other side of the canal on an electric bike. It's a really beautiful night today. I don't know what the temperature is, but it sure feels nice. And it's a little on the warm side, but it just feels nice. And this video shows it in not a very good way, but Venus is very clear in the sky. Looks really cool. Due to the light pollution in Phoenix, I can't really see a whole lot of other stars. Not that Venus is a star, but other things in the sky, which would be stars. I can see some, but not very clearly. But Venus is shining through bright and yellow. Looks really cool. All right, where I just crossed, that's where the nice maintained path starts. Well, I mean, the whole path is maintained, but it becomes cement right there. And on the right where I'm at, that other canal just ended. And this here is a really nice multi-use path. It's that right there, it goes out to the west. And I forget the name of the side street that it connects to. I can't see that sign from here. I'm not walking to it. But going, if you go west, I'm fairly sure that street has signs and is designated as a bike route. Not that the designation of a bike route really makes a whole lot of difference as to how bikeable it is, but yeah, very bikeable street. And to the west, that'll take you all the way to 32nd Street. And there's another bike coming on my left. I'm just going to wait for this guy to pass. Like he had like a light on his head, a headlight on his head. And there's supposed to be lighting here. I don't know if y'all can see the pole. The city put in lighting here, I want to say about a year ago, and it's already not working. I don't know if they've deliberately turned it off or if it's just been vandalized to the point it doesn't work, but yeah, this path, the city put in really nice lighting on it a little over a year ago, right at the start of the pandemic, when they put down the new cement on this path and they landscaped it. Not that you can see it because it's so freaking dark, but there's nice new trees and gravel is super neat on the right, and it's landscaped really nicely. I forget the name of this particular project. Maybe I'll pass a sign with the name of it on it, but I've done some walk-alongs on other parts of this canal path, not the one that I'm walking on right now. But yeah, the lighting is off. And it feels like the last time I went through here, the lighting was on. So curious what's up with that. So you can't see it because it's so dark, and this thing camera does not do well in low light. And to be honest, I'm kind of struggling to see this stuff with my own eyes. But to the right, I'm just south of the Loop 202. To the right, there's a very large retaining wall. Let's see if I can covering the camera with my hand? Is that the deal? No? No, it's just so dark it's not showing up. I really can't see anything on my screen. Anyway, there's a really tall retaining wall to my right, and above that is on the other, above that and on the other side is the Loop 202 freeway, and there's a street light on it, and it's dark as well. So maybe this is a problem with just the electrical grid that handles public lighting in this area. Really odd to see the path lighting out and the freeway lighting out. Oh, by the way, I just kind of passed sort of where that light is. I just kind of backtracked past where I came out on the other side of the canal. off of 35th Street. You know, and I should have known it was laid out like this, because I've done the scooter up that street before, and that street, you know, that's designated as the bike route. I know it's notably shorter if I turn right on that and then take that to the pedestrian bridge I just went over. Anyway, oh yeah, nothing like doing a point of view scenic walk along video where the scenery is also dark. You absolutely can't see it, and there's so little that you can see that light, and that light on the freeway is working. And so little that the autofocus is just doing nothing, so all you got is blur, distant lights. Just to be clear, the lighting coming off that light up there from the freeway is lighting the pathway really nice to my eyes. So, move my hand on the phone, starting to get cramped up. It's really difficult to hold the phone for any length of time in the position I was holding it. Oh gosh. So I think I'm just gonna walk myself up to I don't know, I should eat. Oh no, my girlfriend said she was getting me a sandwich from Mekong Sandwiches. I don't feel like walking all the way home though. Yeah, I should try to find something to eat at Mekong Sandwich. We'll keep until tomorrow, and it's a long walk from here home, so I think I should find somewhere to eat, and then after that probably head over to the Wander Inn. I do feel a little more rested and a little more chipper than I was yesterday, so hopefully I'll have a little more fun there. I'm a little nervous walking under this with the lighting being all out. This underpass tends to be sort of a magnet for homeless squatters, even with the lighting, and now with it being this dark. Yeah, that's a little unnerving. At least on the other side of the freeway underpass, I can see the lighting is back working. That's kind of neat. Not filming very well, but there's just a tiny bit of space. Yeah, I can't seem to. Yeah, I can see it with my eyes, but you can't. This camera is not good enough to get it. There's a tiny space between the eastbound bridge for the Loop 202 and the westbound bridge for the Loop 202. It's letting a tiny bit of light through. It's kind of neat looking from under here. Kind of at a loss to where to go for food. Hey, at least I'm finally back out to where there's some lighting. Okay, God, what was I talking about before I got so overwhelmed by all the all the darkness? Tony. So anyway, I hooked the TV up. She got a lot of channels in, and then she's got a Amazon Fire Stick. And while I didn't configure that, because to be honest, I don't know how to configure one of those, but I'm pretty sure she does. I got it hooked up, and on that TV's only HDMI input. So somebody hooked her up with an HDMI switch, and I went ahead and undid that and just gave her that to put wherever. She doesn't have another HDMI device that she's hooking up, and certainly better to just have that. It's an active switch that requires a power supply, so certainly better to just have that Fire Stick just going directly into the TV. I wanted to connect my DVD player up for her, but I don't know where she's got it put away, but she says she had it put away somewhere and wasn't ready for that, so I trust she hasn't lost it. Okay, so I'm taking another pathway here heading north. I'm not sure what street this dumps out to, and that's one thing I don't like about a lot of these pedestrian pathway and multi-use pathway networks, is so many of the pathways that lead to city streets, there's no signage to tell you what street that pathway leads to. Like, the only way you can find is figure it out is if you're using some kind of digital map with GPS on it, which I don't think I can even do right now because I don't think I have an internet connection. I forgot to charge the Obama phone last night, so it's at home on the charger. And I'm on the iPhone, which doesn't have, all it has access to for internet is Wi-Fi. So I'm at the mercy of people in this neighborhood with Cox hotspots for trying to get online. So odds are I don't even have that option right now. The only real world option is to just walk down it and wait till you get to a point where there's a street sign. And the street obviously has no sidewalks. Not that it's particularly unsafe to walk down, but it does. Not a fan of streets with no sidewalks at all. It's interesting. The entryway to a school on the right. I'm not sure what school that is. It's a pretty cool looking back entrance to the school though. And here's a street sign. Where am I? Somebody's twisted the signs so they're both facing. I can't see them. See it? Somebody's twisted the signs so they're both facing exactly the same direction. That's helpful. So North 34th Street, North Oakleaf Drive. Pretty sure this is 34th Street that I'm walking up. That the sign is angled to tell you that. I've gotten somebody's dog riled up. Anyway, so I got her set up with her. She's got way more TV channels than I think she's ever been able to pick up. That little Sharp TV I'm loaning her's got a nice tuner in it, and wish I had a remote for it. And it seems like at one point in time no, I've never had a remote. I'm gonna think about it. No, I've never had a remote for that TV. It's got a DVD player in it. I strongly advised her not to use the DVD player. It works really good, but it oftentimes has problems ejecting discs. So yeah, I have no problem putting a disc in it and playing it, but there's a good chance that disc isn't going to come out, and that'll be the only disc she can ever watch in it again until I come to take it apart. And I've done that a couple of times. It's a huge pain in the ass. So yeah, it felt good. Got to meet a few more of her neighbors today, and that place, I forget what it's called. That place is it's something. So that basically is what constitutes affordable housing in Phoenix. It's used to be a kind of a mid-level okay hotel, probably 40, 50 years ago, back when Van Buren Street was US 60. But as that area has just become more and more ghetto, and to be clear, it's not nearly as bad as it was, say, 20 years ago. That area used to be worse. It used to be the place to score crack and find hookers. And at least now it's just ghetto. So, but it well, finally some sidewalk. And that was short-lived. Wow, with a wheelchair ramp with the little blind assist spots on it. I'm like, what was the point, Phoenix? What's the point of even adding that if it's not connected to anything? 34th Street in Willetta. Still headed northbound. Almost to McDowell. I can see McDowell from here. At least I got sidewalks now. Anyway, so yeah, it's an old hotel, and it got to the point where it got closed. Now most of it is closed off with construction fence. There's one part of it that's open, and I don't know what the rents are there, but the majority of the people that are living there are all people that are on, usually just elderly handicapped people. And mind you, this is not an assisted living place. This is not a place that is catering or has any kind of